Hi. So some of you may be aware that I don't really like the idea of empaths, especially identifying as one as if it is a personality trait or characteristic of who you naturally are. I consider it a trauma response that hasn't been healed yet. And therefore, all that stuff out there that goes, what kind of empath are you? Take this quiz, or empath self-care is bullshit, bullshit. I used to think I was an empath before I knew any better, before I actually healed out of that kind of thinking. And a lot of it has to do with energy boundaries. And energy boundaries follow physical boundaries. So no, you can't do dumbass empath shit and just do some sort of like magic trick on top of that to protect yourself from narcissistic energy vampire people. I had so many students in the past ask me, how can I keep everything the same? All my friends, all my family, everything I do, and just not have my energy be drained from me? You can't. That is fucking lazy. That was a really lazy question. You have to honor yourself and you have to take care of yourself better. So as someone who's a non-empath, but clearly extraordinarily psychic, how do I take care of myself? I just wanted to share a little bit. In the past, I used to live by the beach a lot, and I used to walk on the beach. And I noticed that if I stepped in other people's footprints, it felt gross because I was pretty much giving them a reading based on their footprint. So if I stepped in other people's footprints, I felt who they were, and it wasn't a nice, good, clean experience for me. Why would you go to the beach? Part of it is the salt air and the ionized air and just cleaning yourself energetically. You know what I like though? I like stepping in baby footprints. That was nice. So I'd either make sure to not step in other people's footprints or on purpose step on baby footprints and have some fun. And I'd also make sure to go early in the morning or late at night, because being around a lot of other people, especially people who are drinking beer and listening to loud radio music, that's just not my thing. So I just learned how to take care of myself. Do you see, this is very different than going in the middle of the day, being amongst all those people drinking beer, listening to radio music, stepping on other people's footprints and trying to protect myself while doing the very action that hurts me. Does this make sense to you? So here's the thing. A lot of people don't want to give up the social gain. So when you have good boundaries, you give up a lot. You give up a lot of things that your ego wants because it's at a low vibration, but isn't good for you when you take care of your higher vibration. So maybe you're addicted to breakfast cereal. I don't know, that's not necessarily the highest vibration food to eat. So maybe your ego's addicted, but you give that up. Does that make sense? And breakfast cereal is obviously sort of like a throwaway, easy example. Sometimes it has to be real relationships and relationships that you formed since you were really young. Or in my case, something like if someone invites me to the beach for the day, I say no. But I'll go with you right at sunset or as soon as the sun rises. Actually, we should go before the sun rises. And I just honor my needs. Like I can't go unless we have shade. If there's no shade available, then I just won't go, because it's very similar to making requests of the universe. You have to be very clear. So if you say to someone, could you please get me something from the store? They go, what? I don't know, like whatever you want, just get me something from the store. That's not very clear. And most people live their life like that. You have to say something like, give me the 10-ounce brand of this sugar, third box of it from the back. And if they don't have the 10-ounce, container, don't get anything. If they don't have that brand, don't get anything. If I want the third box from the back and they only have 3 boxes, then that's actually the first box in the front, and I don't want that either. So there has to be 4 boxes or more, and then get the third one from the back. That's very fucking clear. And being that clear with your requests of the universe and with other people is another way to practice the inverse of just knowing what you want, knowing what you need, knowing what's good for you, and then giving it to yourself. Does that make sense? And so I just wanted to share this really, really quickly that, first of all, please don't identify as an empath, because you're pretty much saying I'm a victim. You're pretty much saying that. And you're also saying I'm lazy. Sorry, not sorry. And if in order to take care of yourself, if you are energetically sensitive, you just need to really understand what you do well in, what is within your boundaries and what isn't, and just freaking honor your boundaries. And that often means giving up things that you used to like, because that was just your ego. Don't worry about it. That stuff kept you at a lower vibration. The other thing is being extraordinarily clear enough to make that kind of like sugar request, sugar purchase request. You have to be that clear, because if you're confused, you can't be that clear. And when you're that confused, you don't know what your boundaries are. And it's the equivalent of playing tennis with someone, right? It's the equivalent of playing tennis with someone where my side of the court has like lines on the ground. So if my opponent hits the ball in or out, the lines say if the ball is in or out, and it determines if someone gets a point or not, or if the ball changes hands. If I'm not sure what my boundaries are, that means the lines on the court, I don't see them. So who can say if the ball is in or out? Who can say if it's in my boundaries or not? You have to be crystal clear. And we have rules, right? Like if the ball is on the line, it's in, right? Like there's incredibly clear rules for things like tennis. So you have to be just as clear with yourself if you want to honor your boundaries, because guess what? Your boundaries are just as clear. And it's okay if they change over time, but you have to be attuned to yourself, and therefore you'll know. So even if like yesterday the cookie was not okay, today the cookie is okay, and you will know because you're attuned to yourself. Okay, I just wanted to talk about stepping on baby footprints in the sand at the beach. All right, thanks for listening. Talk to you next time. Bye.